Hi, and welcome to Copenhagen Blue. This is a new channel that I wanted to start because I like working on cars, and I have this Saturn that I bought that was supposed to be my daughter's first car. We ended up putting cylinder heads on it, and then the timing belt broke again, so we get to do the same job over again. But this time I figured I'd take people along with me. So 2003 was the second year they offered the VUE. It has a 3-liter motor that they borrowed from Saab. It's not a bad motor, but it does tend to leak a lot of oil and have some quirky little issues. Timing belt driven, so when the timing belt snaps or you skip a tooth, you can easily bend a valve, which is what happened in my case. The first time the timing belt had broken, and I just put new cylinder heads on, not even thinking whether or not it had bent a valve. But I put cylinder heads on it from a junkyard. They had about 160,000 miles on them. The motor itself has about 180,000 miles. So what I'd like to get accomplished in the video today is the top part of the motor off, intake manifold, valve cover gaskets, and just keep plugging away, working our way down to replacing the cylinder heads. I think I can get it done probably in about 5 episodes or so, but let's get started. Here you can see me messing with the little coolant lines that hook into the throttle body under the intake manifold. You're supposed to take the throttle body off, but that requires a new gasket, and I really didn't feel like doing it because I didn't have one. So it's about that simple. But a needle nose set of pliers really helped out and got the vacuum lines off and the coolant lines. Back on the rear side of the intake, there's actually a Schrader valve that, if you kind of look back where my finger's touching, that allows you to relieve the fuel pressure. There's a quick connect on the back side of the motor on the driver's side that you can't get apart unless you relieve the fuel pressure. You can also see those 2 little coolant lines that I pulled off, the vacuum lines that go to the purge valve and evap and all those fun systems that run along the back side of the motor. Took off the intake silencer, and everything in between, so it opens up the under the hood area really well. So it's always important, if you're working with fuel, to have something to soak it up. In this case, I'm just using an old t-shirt. It just makes it so that it's not dropping down to the ground. And then I'm going to use the needle nose pliers to just push on that Schrader valve a little bit. There's a little pin inside, and you can depress it, which then lets the fuel pressure out. In this case, the car sat for a while, and I had obviously been driving it when it died, so there wasn't a whole lot of fuel pressure that I needed to relieve, but you can still see that it soaked the shirt just enough. First thing we're going to do is put the plastic cap back over the Schrader valve to protect from dirt and debris. Next, we have the quick release tool for the fuel supply line that goes to the fuel rail, which is connected to the intake manifold. You just use this on the compression fitting, and it allows you to separate the supply line from the fuel rail itself. There's a safety tab you want to remove as well. But next we're going to remove the intake manifold. It's held down by 5 T30 Torx bolts. So now that we have the intake manifold off, we can get access to the ignition coils. And this one here, they're held in by two 10mm bolts, which actually I believe are an E-Torx, but still 10mm works just fine. I was surprised to actually find out when I pulled these out that the spark plug valleys weren't filled with oil. Normally it just pours in there from the inner seal on the valve cover gasket going bad, which was the case on the first time and caused misfires and all sorts of issues. Once I got the other one out, it was nice and dry as well. And then we were able to work our way over to the valve cover. Now, I'll admit, I was frustrated. I had the valve cover gasket. It was leaking down the front of the motor, and I really didn't want to screw with it anymore. The car started really ticking me off. So I might have used a little bit of sealant, and it shows. It was all over the place. But now just checking out the cams, pretty good shape, I'd say, for, you know, the mileage on the heads themselves and the car. No excessive wear, no grooving, no pitting. I think, you know, for what they are, it's pretty good shape. You can see down into the first intake port there that we have some bent valves, because those shouldn't look like that. As we move along, those look pretty good. I think it was actually only cylinders 1 and 6 that were bent. When I finally get the heads off, I'll be able to show you. But taking a peek down in there, that's what happens when your pistons hit the valves. And, you know, I mean, the rest of it, I'm not going to complain too much. It's pretty clean in there for what the mileage is on the engine and everything. All right, so this is where we're going to stop for the day. We have the intake manifold off, ignition coils out, valve covers off. I think this is where I'm comfortable leaving the engine. Can cover everything up with a towel and come back, and it will be all right the next day. I'm pretty happy with how the cams look. I don't think there's any oil issues on the top of the motor, which is cool. This is something that people shouldn't be so afraid of trying if you need to. Especially in this motor's condition. What do you have to lose, really? It's already messed up. But next time, we'll take off the front timing cover. We have the motor mount. We have to get all the accessory stuff off, the backing plates for the timing cover, and then we have to do the timing belt itself. After that, we'll do the lower intake manifold there, the coolant crossover pipe that attaches to both heads, and mainly just keep working our way down to getting the cylinder heads off. But thanks for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button. You can hit like and share as well. I'd appreciate it. But thanks for watching.